also as known as Europe. We're under the Office of the Vice Chancellor for Research and Scholarship. So welcome to the new student orientation. I believe this is the transfer student session. So welcome to UH Manwa. I'm sure a lot of you. First year students. So welcome. That's a great new beginning. We have opportunities for first year students as well as second, third, fourth. So we hope you start engaging with us early on and continue with us until you graduate. And yeah, we'll get started right away. Okay. And just to start off about UH Manwa, the university. You guys all be attending. We're known as Highest Research Activity, or Research 1. It's also abbreviated as R1. It is only one of 131 universities in the US that's categorized as R1, or Highest Research Activity University. We are known for world-renowned faculty who excel at in their research nationally and internationally. We're also very highly competitive in securing extramural funding from public and private grants. And we're among the top 2% in more than 26,000 colleges and universities worldwide in rankings. What does that mean for you, undergraduate students, in terms of research and creative work? It means that the university provides financial and programmatic support for undergraduate students to conduct faculty-mentored research and creative work. And one of the main means is through us, our program, Euro. And what is this research and creative work that we support? Right? What do we do? Sorry, excuse me, I jumped a little bit too far away. Our mission, our office's mission is we coordinate and promote opportunities for all undergraduate students across all disciplines at UH Manwa to engage in faculty, mentor, research, and creative work. And what is this research and creative work? It is a mentored investigation or creative inquiry conducted by undergraduates that seek to make a scholarly or artistic contribution to knowledge, according to the National Council on Undergraduate Research. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that. So research and creative work supported by Europe must be faculty mentored, right? The faculty will intentionally guide you through your research or creative work process, right? You're not left there to do it by yourself, okay? It also must be an original or an authentic inquiry, meaning that it is a problem that hasn't been solved before without a predetermined outcome. It should also be disciplinary appropriate inquiry, meaning that you should employ methodologies that's relevant to your particular discipline. And also disseminated, right? Once you've done research and creative work, you have to tell others about it. Okay? If that was a little bit abstract, I'm going to give you some examples in many different fields. Oftentimes when people think about research, right, they think about lab coats, computers, chemicals, and a lot of the students that Europe support, and I'm sure a lot of you are interested in STEM fields. We support a lot of students in biology, chemistry, engineering, those type of fields. You know, who do DNA analysis, you know, chemical synthesis, they work in labs in front of computers, right? We work with a lot of students in STEM, but research is not just in labs, okay? These are all the students that we've supported in the past, right? Starting from top left, we have Academy for Creative Media student directing a film project. Below that, we have an anthropology student doing a skeletal analysis in the Philippines. In the middle, a public health student doing a vaccine survey right here on campus. Top right, an architecture student conducting a survey in Paliki. And also bottom right, an art history student doing a comparative study of Hawaiian art and Brasilean art in New Zealand. A few more examples: engineering students, a team of engineering students fabricated an unmanned aerial vehicle. Okay, in the center, natural resources and environmental management student building a food compost bin near faculty housing in Manwa. An English student drawing Hawaiian comics. In the bottom, theater student promoting Chamorro culture through puppetry. And bottom left, we have a classic student who wrote a film based on a classical Roman story. Okay. And we talked about dissemination. A lot of students, all students who do research and creative work with Europe, they must share their research or creative work. And just a few examples, you have bioengineering students doing a poster presentation in Boston, theater student in a competition in Washington State, and bottom is an anthropology student presenting her research in virtual reality and cultural preservation in Georgia. So now that hopefully you have some idea of the type of research and creative work that we support, and I want to talk about why you should consider doing research or creative work, in particular with Europe funding. I'm sure you're all motivated, that's why you're here. But I just wanted to share some examples. So, if you do research or creative work with Europe, right, you may be able to meet the degree requirement at the same time, right? What does that mean? Okay. Oftentimes, when I talk to students about, oh, you should apply for Europe funding and do faculty mentor research or creative work, they say, oh, I don't have time. They have part-time jobs, they have coursework, they have other family obligations. But oftentimes, undergraduate degrees require some type of research or creative work or internship or practicum, capstone, undergraduate thesis, right? So you may have to do this anyways, not everyone, but some of you depending on your discipline. So meaning that you're going to do this anyways, you might as well work with Bureau and try to get some funding to do something that you're going to do anyways, right? So it doesn't have to be like a whole lot of extra work. Of course, you have to write a proposal to figure out that we review, but you may be writing something similar for your program anyways, so you may be able to kind of revise that a little bit and submit to your okay. And that goes to my second point, you can get funding to do what you are supposed to do for your degree anyways. But even if you don't have to do it, even if it's completely outside of your degree requirement, right? If you're passionate about doing research or creative work, you can get money for it. Because doing faculty mentor research and creative work is very expensive and time consuming, right? And that's why you're here. And we'll talk about the exact funding amount and all that a little bit later. And you'll also get valuable experience, right? Obviously, doing research or creative work is a great academic endeavor. But at the same time, the process of applying for funding, getting funding, managing funding, right, working with your faculty mentor, doing the completion requirements, working with me and our staff, right? A lot of the students say that, oh, the research was great, but you know what, this, professional management skills, those are the real, transferable skills. They found it very valuable, right? Okay. Also, enhance your resume, right? I just talked about all the valuable experience that I mentioned. A lot of the grad school admission officers, right, and HR managers, they're aware of these. And if they see a successful grant funding research or creative work experience on your resume, you're definitely going to stand out. You can say, I took all these courses, but everyone else will have that. But not everyone has a grant funding experience. Okay. Also, you get to work with faculty and experts. You are required to work with the faculty. Okay. As I mentioned, this is not something you do by yourself. Right? They're going to be guiding you, right, through all the difficulties, problem solving, working with others, time management, things like that. They may introduce you to some other faculty or professionals who may be able to open a lot of doors for you. Okay? Also, confirm your teacher. I'm not sure how many of you picked your majors already, but even if you pick your majors, do you know if that's something that you're really interested in? Right? Let's say you're interested in biology. Do you want to go into research, or do you want to go into field work? Doing a Europe-funded research or creative work, right, is oftentimes a great way to kind of try it out, right? And it's not permanent, right? So it's a good way to kind of see if you like it or not, right? A lot of students who work with us say that, oh, it's great, I want to keep doing this, But some students say, oh, I tried, it was fine, but this is not for me, which is great too. Okay, those are some motivating factors why you should consider working with your app. There's a lot more, but for the sake of time, I'm going to move on and I'm going to talk about our 4 core programs and activities. Basically, what we have to offer to undergraduate students at USmart. One is the Entering Research and Creative Work funding. This is brand new. First time we're doing this fall semester, and you guys are very good. You guys came at the right time. So this is for students who's interested in trying out research and creative work. Okay? And we also offer project and presentation funding. I'm going to go into more details in the following slides. We have project and presentation funding. This is money to you to do your research or creative work, or to go present your research or creative work. Summer undergraduate research experience. Sure, this is a summer program for students doing research or creative work on campus. And we also offer on-campus presentation venues every semester, including the summer. Okay. Now, I'm going back, number 1, Entering Research and Creative Work funding. Right? It's abbreviated as ERC funding. Right? As I mentioned, this is brand new. This is for students interested in trying faculty mentor research or creative work. You do have to find a faculty mentor, right? You do have to submit an application, and if you're successful, right, we can give you up to $1,500 per semester or up to $3,000 for consecutive semesters. As I mentioned, this is the very first time. Our office expects, we're going to do a lot of marketing, but we have $100,000 for this, for this year. And